Hola, and welcome to the Bridge the Gap Spanish channel. Thank you for joining me again on this channel to learn more about Spanish and to improve your Spanish skills. Ultimately, the goal of Bridge the Gap Spanish is to really help to build your conversational skills so that you're not just learning Spanish by the book or the grammar, but you're really learning through conversation. So please check out our website at www.btgspanish.com to see how you can get connected and partnered with a native speaker to really help you put what you're learning in Spanish into practice. Today, we're going to continue on with our grammar lessons. Last week, we kind of took a break and talked about how to learn Spanish as an adult and how to overcome those hurdles that can easily prevent you from learning Spanish. And so today we are moving back into our grammar series and starting a new series this week about adjectives and how we translate adjectives into Spanish. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're first going to review the different types of Spanish adjectives. And really, in general, this is for any language, even English. These are the different types of adjectives that we have. So I want to start first with this slide. So there are three different types of adjectives in Spanish. We have our descriptive adjectives, we have our possessive adjectives, and demonstrative adjectives. So you may be wondering, what does this all mean? What are all of these? So definitely taking you back to your days of learning elementary language arts, right? And here are the differences, which we saw this slide first, and I had to go back a slide or two, but here we go. So descriptive adjectives are words that describe a noun. So we're thinking a noun, remember a noun is a person, place, or a thing. So these would be words like things that have to do with color, things that have to do with personality, characteristics, those sorts of things. So for instance, tall man. Tall would be a descriptive adjective. Red hair. Red would be a descriptive adjective. Fun activity. Fun would be a descriptive adjective. Possessive adjectives are, which we're actually going to focus on today, are words like my, your, our, and their. My cat, my house, their car, their store. So these are our possessive adjectives. And then later in this series, we'll talk about demonstrative adjectives as well. Those are words like this, that, and those. This plant, this bottle, this cup of coffee, that lamp, that window, those sorts of things, with those and these being the plural forms of those. Today, we're going to focus on possessive adjectives, and this is because it's probably the easiest of the three, and you have most likely heard of these before. So let's take a look. Our possessive adjectives are right here. And we're going to see some differences already on this slide between our singular adjectives and our plural possessive adjectives, which is different from our possessive adjectives in English. We already see that whenever we have a singular word, we're going to use a singular possessive adjective. Whenever we have a plural word, we're going to be using a plural possessive adjective. Our singular possessive adjectives are mi, tu, su, nuestro, or nuestra, depending on if the if the noun is masculine or plural, masculine or feminine, as well as su for there. Our plural possessive adjectives are mis, tus, sus, nuestros or nuestras, depending on masculine or feminine again, and sus. I want you to remember these things. Possessive adjectives go before the noun. This is going to be important because it's different from the descriptive adjectives. Our descriptive adjectives go after the noun, and that's something that's different from English as well. His, her, and their are translated in the same way. So you can see that here, Sue and Sue for his and her and their, sus and sus, even on the plural side. And last but not least, possessive adjectives are only plural if the noun is plural, not if the possessor is plural. So for instance, we would say, gato, for instance. Su gato, his or her cat. Sus gatos. Because gatos is plural, the possessive adjective is plural. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing quickly. And I hope that that makes sense. We are really looking at this from the perspective of really focusing on things that are different from English to Spanish. And we saw some of that in the singular versus the plural, right? So I would love for you to ask me any questions in the comments below. And I hope that this made sense and that you got something out of it. And if you did, please let us know again in the comments below. If you'd like more resources regarding Spanish, please subscribe to our newsletter, which goes out weekly at btgspanish.com/subscribe. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope to see you next time.